So I'm thinking that I am very surprised that there is little to no interest from men in the issue of marrying a woman or cohabiting with a woman. I think that the negative implications for men, in particular marrying a woman, I think that they're very severe, and men need to be aware of this. More men need to be aware of it. And I really don't understand why men are not catching on to what I'm saying and to understand their situation in society as regards marriage. A marriage for a man is essentially, I suppose, subjugation. It's a slave contract of sorts. It is subjugating himself to his wife as regards the law's interpretation of what marriage means. I'm thinking that marriage for a man can be regarded a very negative contract, and it's as if women for a man are like cocaine. The relationship between a man and a woman that leads to marriage is has similarities to an addiction to something like cocaine. So men are in the grip, if you like, of a dependence and an obsession with women, which leads men to make very bad decisions about how he manages his life. It is quite strange and quite scary, fundamentally, just how similar a marriage contract with a woman is similar to drug dependence on something like cocaine or whatever. Men make foolish decisions and place themselves in a very bad situation by marrying a woman, for example. And there are similarities with drug dependence. So I'm thinking that men have to look after themselves more and look after their wealth and their belongings and their freedom in some cases. So men should definitely avoid marriage and regard a relationship with the woman as being similar to drug dependence. So a woman is essentially like cocaine for a man in a romantic sense. And men are dependent, essentially, on a woman in the same way as a drug user would be dependent on cocaine. And looking at the status of men within a marriage, for example, and the maltreatment of men as regards divorce settlement, man can be left homeless, he can be left essentially destitute, he can be financially impacted, he is often prevented from seeing his own children. It is frankly amazing just how mistreated men are in a divorce. And of course, a divorce results from a failed marriage. So the idea and the essential thing for men to now do is to not marry. It's simply not advisable for a man to be married in today's society in England. And I strongly advise men not to marry. This is not an issue of love or the relationship and do you care about the woman. It's simply a sensible thing for a man to do. Don't get married. In the same way as we wear a car seatbelt every time we drive anywhere. We don't put the seatbelt on because we think we're going to crash and it's likely we're going to crash or anything like that. We put it on automatically and then put it out of your mind. And that's the same thing with marriage for a man. A man should not get married in the same way as we would wear a car seatbelt when we drive anywhere. It's an automatic, sensible thing to do, and then you put it out of your mind. So that's my advice.